Hi guys and welcome back to Orca FPL. Game Week 3 has run its course, so let's take a look into how my side performed and how I plan to line up for Game Week 4. For the second week running, I've had a strong green arrow, picking up 53 points with a game week rank of 1.3 million. This takes me to a total of 184 points and an overall rank of just below 600k, jumping above 700,000 managers this week. With last week being the highest scoring Premier League game week ever, this week was never going to match up. Safe to say, managers had disappointing results, with many key template players just not returning points. One thing to remember is that FPL is a marathon, not a sprint, and as such, we need to avoid making knee-jerk reactions based off this single game week. After a tough couple of weeks, the Southampton defence bounced back with a clean sheet against Burnley, picking up 12 points between them. Neither side really had much offensive output, with only 3 shots on target between them, and the Saints were able to hold on after scoring with their first and only shot on target in the 5th minute. On the other side of this result was Charlie Taylor, whose side were blighted by injuries. Burnley had arguably the better chances in the game, with Wood causing Southampton issues, but McCarthy was able to keep them out. In what was one of several shock results this weekend, Leicester thrashed City 5-2. Whilst this high-scoring game could have proved fruitful for me, Justin only came out of this with a single point. To make matters worse, my captain Kevin De Bruyne had a rather dismal game, picking up just 4 points and not having much of an effect on the game at all. Liverpool picked up a dominant 3-1 win over Arsenal. Both teams were unbeaten prior to the game, but Liverpool looked very much the better side. After a badly weighted touch from Robertson, Lacazette pounced early to snatch at the ball and managed to sneak it over Alisson. This was very much against the run of play and one of only 4 shots all game for Arsenal. Alexander-Arnold provided a nice assist to put it on a plate for Andy Robertson and pick up 7 points alongside the 5 of Salah, who also got the assist for Mane's equaliser. After United's poor performance in their season opener against Crystal Palace, they managed to get a hard-fought win, which could have gone either way. The game was won by Fernandes converting a penalty after the final whistle had blown, thanks to VAR correcting a handball decision. Fernandes was without a doubt my standout performer, picking up the penalty and an assist, racking up 12 points. Up front was a rather disappointing week, with Mitrovic getting just 2 points and not really having a great game against Villa. He was even determined to have fouled Konsa in the build-up to a goal, and as such, De Cordova-Reid's goal was denied. Werner also had a disappointing game against West Brom after being put out on the left by Lampard, given Tammy Abraham's impressive performance against Barnsley midweek. He was moved out to the right after half-time in what was a great comeback to finish at 3-0 from being 3-0 down, but had no direct part to play in the result. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been in incredible form and added to his tally to make it 5 goals in 3 games. Whilst the goal was a simple tap-in, he has a habit of being in the right position at exactly the right time, which is a great thing to see in a striker. Having saved my free transfer last week, I'm sitting on 2 free transfers. With Werner once again starting out at the left and Pulisic and Ziyech still not being fit, I decided to make the move from Werner to Jimenez. By doing this very early in the week, I was able to avoid both the Werner price drop but also the Jimenez price rise. Jimenez has a great run of 4 fixtures coming up against Fulham at home, Leeds away, Newcastle at home and Palace at home. I currently back him to get more points in those games than Werner over the next few, but with the price changes, I'm positioned well to move on from Jimenez in the future if needed. This of course leaves me with another transfer available to use, which I may use to replace St Maximin with Podence or a Leeds midfielder. I'm not too sure what I'll do and may well hold on to the transfer for another game week, but I am aware St Maximin may yet drop in price again, and this is something I want to avoid. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel as there will be plenty more content coming throughout the rest of the season. Let's take a look at the current Game Week 4 lineup. Please note this may change should I make an additional transfer. I'm going to stick with the 4-3-3 and have Alex McCarthy in goal, as he has a nice fixture against West Brom at St Mary's. I think this could be another great opportunity for my Southampton double-up to pick up a clean sheet. I believe that this game also presents Walker-Peters with a good matchup to bomb forward and look for attacking returns. Despite Burnley remaining injury-stricken, I've kept Charlie Taylor in, as the Newcastle fixture is one that I think Burnley can hold to a clean sheet. Wilson has looked decent for the Geordies, picking up 2 goals. However, only one was from open play. The goal from open play was a rather unusual one, in that it was more of a case of Fabianski appearing hesitant to face up to a marauding Wilson in the 6-yard box. James Justin is coming up against a West Ham side who have got their first win of the season in convincing fashion, smashing Wolves 4-0. Whilst it certainly was impressive, I'm not expecting this to be a trend. However, Leicester did suffer injuries to a couple of defensive assets against City and may be weakened. Despite this, I'm still liking Justin's chances of a clean sheet and even some attacking returns. Rounding out the defence is Alexander-Arnold. He's been quiet so far this season, but just picked up an assist against Arsenal. Hopefully this is a sign that he's caught up on his fitness levels and can look to build upon this over the next few weeks, starting with Aston Villa on Sunday. This is a great fixture for Salah, as Villa is not a side to put 10 men behind the ball at all times, and so there is room for him to drive past defenders into the box. Given this, I've decided to set him as my captain. Kevin De Bruyne is coming up against Leeds, and neither side look defensively solid. Both sides are definitely not going to hold back when going forwards. This could very well be a slugfest and rack up some serious points for either side's assets. De Bruyne is currently set as my vice-captain. My third midfielder is Fernandes, who will be coming up against former United manager Jose Mourinho's Spurs. This won't be an easy matchup, but again, it's a match that is likely to have some goals in it. Last week, I had concerns about his positioning when Donny van de Beek came onto the pitch, but the match against Brighton allayed those fears somewhat. The fact he got both a goal and an assist is positive, and a reminder that he is on a lot of their set pieces. Up front, we have Mitrovic facing Wolves, which I think is going to be a very tough game, despite Wolves' poor performance this week just gone. The key thing to know about Mitrovic is that he's in my side, as he will pick up goals throughout the season, and is fairly consistent at doing so. You can never count him out from popping up at the far post to head one into the net. Newly transferred Jimenez is on the other side of that matchup and will be looking to show that last week's performance is a thing of the past. Not only did he score for his side, he managed to put one in his own net, having Souček's header flick off him on its way in. My hope is that he'll be fired up and ready to take out his frustrations on a floundering Fulham. Completing my team is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I can't continue to expect the returns he's been getting, but a boy can dream. Facing Brighton, he certainly has a chance to keep it up, as they've conceded 6 goals so far. All in all, the fixtures are looking favourable this coming week, especially with regard to attacking returns. I'm very happy with my current strategy of low-priced defenders allowing me to stock up on more expensive midfield and forward assets. Let me know what you think of my transfer and who you're looking to bring in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Make sure to keep an eye out next week as we do a review of Game Week 4 and look at our Game Week 5 preview.